Hey everybody, Matt Johnston here, Matt the Lawyer, and in this video we're going to talk a couple of things about these videos and about why we practice the way we practice. So before we get started, please be sure you hit the subscribe button down there below and click the bell so you can get notifications of when we put out new content. As a general rule, we're putting out content at least once a week, sometimes a little bit more frequently. So it turns out that a few months ago, I started doing these videos, or actually almost a year ago now. I started doing these videos because of the regulations related to COVID were coming hot and heavy. There was a lot of changes in the law, a lot of laws being passed, regulations, and interpretations being put out, and it was difficult for me to write about them consistently, but I wanted to get the information out. So I started doing these videos. Now, if you've been paying attention to the videos and watching these things, you'll notice that there's no editing in here. I do make mistakes. I've got a few uhs and ums and pauses and things like that. I do have notes when I start these particular videos, but they're basically just an outline of what I want to talk about. I'm not talking about anything specifically. I don't write I talk about things specifically, but I don't write a script, and I'm not following a particular script. I do occasionally stop videos. For example, I'm sitting in the conference room at my office, and sometimes, there's a major thoroughfare out there. Sometimes very loud trucks will go by, very loud motorcycles, things of that nature. So it makes a really loud racket, and so I'll stop and redo it. Sometimes I feel like I've got to scratch my face, so I will stop and redo it. But all of these videos are done in a single take. I don't edit any of them. And quite a few people have said that they really appreciate the videos, and I'm glad that you do. A few people have said, I prefer to write it, and I'm looking at ideas that maybe we can get a transcript done. We'll see. I don't really want to spend a whole lot of money to do that, to be honest. And I think most people enjoy the videos. Now, one of the things that I do want to talk about, and it's a question that I get frequently, and that is what sets me apart from your typical lawyer? And I kind of wanted to talk about that from a philosophical standpoint. One of the things that you will see if you go to our website, it's Mattthelawyer with 3 T's in there, mattthelawyer.com, you will notice that we have prices. And one of the reasons why we have prices is because we represent small business entities. These small business entities have a limited budget for legal spend. And I want to represent those the legal needs of small businesses, but I don't want them to freak out about a bill. So I try very hard to tell everybody what something is going to cost. And there's certain things that are on our website, certain services that we do on a regular basis, that it's a fixed fee. That fixed fee is what you're going to pay. So people know what's going to be about there. And I've had a lot of people ask me why I do that. And it's a simple sort of thing. I believe that when you are going into a situation, it's better to know what the price is going to be rather than be surprised at the end of the month when you get a bill going, what the hell did I just pay for? You know in advance what you're going to be paying for. And I try very hard to do that. I am not afraid of having a fee agreement that says, this is what I think it's going to cost, and we'll put a cap on that. Or we'll put a soft cap on that that says, if I'm approaching this number, we're going to have a talk so that you can make some decisions and figure out what you want to do and how you want to go about doing things. The other thing is also a philosophical thing that I've always, to a certain extent, struggled to figure out how to phrase. And I saw a video on, I think it was on YouTube. It might have been on Twitter, but I posted it on my Twitter, where somebody who specializes in marketing, logo design, things like that, is having a conversation with a person in the audience. And they're talking about the value of something, the value of some work. And the designer made this statement that I really, really love, and I think I'm probably going to figure out some way of making it sort of the headline on a lot of places. But the question often comes in is people are very used to lawyers charging by the hour. What's your hourly rate? How many hours is this going to take? Because people are used to that. Lawyers are used to that. We're very used to charging by the hour. But the fact of the matter is charging by the hour is incredibly inefficient, as well as full of all kinds of negative incentives. There's a story, and it's probably been repeated in many different formats, but a train locomotive breaks down and nobody can figure out why it broke down. They end up hiring an expert. The expert comes in, he looks around for about an hour, hour and a half. He takes out a hammer and he hits the locomotive in one place, and all of a sudden the locomotive is working. And he hands the locomotive company a bill for like 10 grand. And they're like, 10 grand? What the heck are you talking about? You were here for an hour, you hit one place. And he goes, sure, it's $100 to use the hammer and $9,990 for knowing where to strike on the locomotive. So it's that kind of mindset. It is when people are hiring an attorney, you're not buying our time. You are buying our advice. And it takes a while to accumulate the knowledge necessary to give you effective advice. But charging by the hour is not the way to measure that advice. You're measuring the value of the advice, not how long it takes to render it. So when somebody asks me how much it costs for our fees to prepare a trademark application, simple. Our fee is $375. That's the value of the work that we do up front to prepare your application. That's the value of it. That's what I think the value of it is, and that's what I think my customers think the value of it is. And that's what we charge. Okay? If I charged by the hour, well, quite frankly, it might be a different number, and it would be a different number. But that time may not represent the value to the customer. You see, and this is the quote that comes from the video that I was talking about. I'm sorry I took a roundabout way of getting there. Charging by the hour punishes me for being good and efficient. It punishes me for developing the expertise and the knowledge to advise my clients. It punishes the client because charging by the hour incentivizes me to be inefficient, to milk a project, instead of providing practical, actionable, legal, and business advice to my clients. It behooves me to take my time. And that's not generally a good use of time, nor is it an accurate reflection of value. So charging by the hour punishes me for being good and efficient, and it punishes the client for making a decision that says time equals value, and it doesn't. So that's sort of a philosophical sort of thing. If you have some different ideas about billing by the hour, please let me know. I would love to hear those theories, and we can have a conversation about that. And if you want to leave a comment about that, hey, that's what the comment section is set for down below. In the meantime, I also want to address the one last thing that people have been starting to ask me about, and I've started signing off these videos by saying go out and watch some live soccer. I am a huge honking crazy soccer fan. I love the game, and maybe I'll do a video about why I love the game. But local soccer, it could be your high schools, it could be your local college, it could be just the park at a pickup game. But going out and watching live soccer, going out and supporting live soccer is just my thing. I hope you are going out and enjoying life again. I know COVID was kind of crazy. Go out and enjoy life. Go out and watch some live soccer, baseball, football, lacrosse. I'm dying to go see a concert and can't wait to start going to see concerts. But I love soccer, and I will always support soccer. So in the meantime, go out and watch some live soccer, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.